Welcome back to In Pursuit 360. So today we're going to be talking about entering the game of law enforcement, as Big Ben said, late in life. So I got a story for you to tell you about late in life, and we're going to get into that now. All right, here we go. Welcome back to In Pursuit 360. Don't forget, subscribe button down there. You know, the little thing says subscribe. I haven't quite figured out how to put it up on the screen yet, but please subscribe, okay? All right, don't forget the thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, if you have to, go ahead and give it the down. But if you're going to give it the down, give me a comment and tell me why, okay? And don't forget the bell down there. It'll tell you when my next video is coming out. All right, here we go. Big Ben. You made a comment about getting into the profession late in life. So let me tell you about a friend of mine, co-worker, I don't know, however you want to call it, from the Stafford Sheriff's Office. Picture, if you will, and no, this is not the Twilight Zone, okay? So picture, if you will, young man out of college, joins the Marine Corps, becomes an officer, goes an entire career, retires as a full bird colonel from the Marine Corps. I mean, hardcore Marine Corps, right? Retires from the Marine Corps, and at what did he do? I think he did almost 30 years. So at about age 48, he joined the Stafford County Sheriff's Office, and there he was out with the young bucks. And I kind of started late because I started at 26. I had been on the road for like 2 or 3 years when he joined. And you know what? I don't think he's going to mind. Frank Martello, Stafford County Sheriff's Office. Man, what a guy, right? He started off as a deputy, just like everybody, a retired full bird colonel, Marine colonel, started off after his full career in the Marine Corps as a deputy. I had already been on the road for like 3 years when he joined. And I'd have put him up against anybody. I'd have put him up against any 21, 23, 26, 28, 30-year-old, which is about where I was at. I started when I was 26. Man, he had the go-get-it attitude. He had energy. He brought that hard Marine Corps work ethic into his job. And he became a sergeant, and then he became a first sergeant and ran his own shift. I mean, he was something else. And if you don't know anything about Stafford County, Virginia, you know, something halfway between D.C. and Richmond, right? Well, right there in the middle is Quantico Marine Corps Base. Quantico. So, part of Quantico was in Stafford County, part of Quantico was in Prince William County. Well, the Marines would get on their leave or whatever, or on their weekend pass, and they would come down into the county and go visit the bars, and every now and then we deal with a drunk Marine. If anybody gave us any trouble, we called good old Frank. Frank, can you come over here for a minute? And all he had to do was walk up and introduce himself as Colonel Martello. And man, I don't care how drunk those Marines were, they would snap to. They knew it. They knew by his tone. They knew by his voice. They knew by everything. His stature, you name it, they knew. And he got instant respect. If we had any trouble with any Marine Corps member, we just called Frank. Frank would show up and he'd take care of business. So starting late in the game, there is no late in the game. It's all up here. It's all in your mindset. It's all in your attitude. So if you're out there thinking about getting into law enforcement and you're late 20s, late 30s, mid 30s, early 40s, a second career, third career, something you've always wanted to do, you feel like you want to serve, go for it. Go for it. There's no such thing as too old. As a matter of fact, I would almost say there could be something wrong with almost too young, right? As you get older and you've lived more life and you've dealt with more situations and you've gone through more struggles and you've dealt with all these different things, your mindset's in a whole different place. I've seen an awful lot of young officers that come out, which is part of what made me decide to make this channel to begin with. A lot of young guys come out and they're like, yeah, I want to go get the bad guy. I want to lock him up. I want to drive really fast. And it doesn't work out. It just doesn't. Those of us that are a little bit older, I entered the game at 26. Now, that's not really mature at 26. That's where you, as a male anyway, that's where you really, that's right at that borderline spot where you kind of grow up. Sorry, if you're out there and you're 26 and older, you know what I'm talking about. If you're 21 or if you're younger than 26, you're looking at going, what the hell is this guy talking about? I'm telling you, I am telling you, there is like this major maturity jump that happens 24, 25, 26, 27 years old that you just don't have. I've seen a lot of young guys come out. They're like, yeah, I'm going to go get them. And they get humbled so fast. So fast. Even at 26, I would show up at like an underage party and I'd pull up and I'd go up to the door and they'd all start running into the woods and I'd go chasing them. Right? I'd chase them into the woods. I'm going to get you, underage drinkers. Rah, major crime. No. It took me a couple of years to watch some of the veterans handle it. And what I finally learned is I'd pull up to an underage party. I'd go walking up to the door and they'd all take off running into the woods. And I would just go, see you later. Have a good trip. Don't get lost in the woods. Hope you don't get poison ivy. Right? And then I'd get on my PA system and go, so everybody that ran into the woods, be advised, I'm running all the license plates of all the cars in the driveway. I will be contacting your parents. You need to come out of the woods now or I'm going to end up having your vehicle towed. I quit running, right? I had matured. I learned over time. So there is a value to having some age, having some experience coming into this career field. Another issue with the younger officers, or even new, some of the more mature guys, they're still new, right, is putting their foot through that firewall. They think every call is an emergency. They want to like put that throttle all the way to the floor, and they just want to drive full bore to every call like it's like the ultimate life and death situation when it's really not. There are a lot of officers killed every year by vehicle accidents, single vehicle accidents, where they're over driving their abilities. Young and old, I don't care how old you are, when you enter this career field, you need to understand that when you're driving that cruiser, keep your foot out of the firewall, okay? If you don't get there, you can't help anyone. The most important thing is to get there and get there safely. It's like I tell everybody, I told all of my field trainees, I told everybody I taught in the academy, I tell all of my private security officers now, the most important thing every day when you go to work is to make sure that you come home in the same condition or better than you went to work in. Okay, that is the number one goal. I don't care what else is out there, you have to go home safe. So you need to keep that in mind. Keep your foot out of the firewall of your cruiser. Okay, ease back. If it takes you an extra 25, 30 seconds or a minute to get there, it's not going to make that much of a difference. Now, if you've got an officer fighting for their life and they're screaming, ours was signal 13, which means officer needs assistance immediately, like life-threatening, then maybe you want to put your foot through the firewall. But you're not going to do them any good if you don't get there alive. Okay? So, anyway, maturity, right? Maturity. There are advantages to that. There are advantages to starting later. You also have to know your physical abilities and stuff like that, right? So if you're starting off a little bit later, this is something else that's kind of hard for officers to kind of wrap their heads around, right? Because we get this kind of feeling, right? The badge and the uniform and like this almost invincibility thing, and we can control every situation that we're into. But you need to remember this. For every year you get older, your average age of your bad guys that you're dealing with are between 18 and like 26. 18 and 26, okay? So you start off, let's say you start off at 24. You're right there in the middle, and you got it. You're in shape. You're good to go. Well, now you're 27, but you're still dealing with 18 to 26. You're just outside of that, but you're still doing okay. You know, you go to the gym every day. You're good to go. Now you're 35, and you're still dealing with 18 to 36. All right, you're 35. I hate to tell you this, no matter what you think, metabolism changes, life happens, you got 3 kids now, you're getting up early to put them on the bus, you're not getting as much sleep, your wife wants you to do projects around the house, take your pick, right? And so you're getting older, but your bad guys are all 18 to 26, 18 to 26, 18 to 26. Now you're 42. Now you're 42 and you're out there. They're still 18 to 26, 18 to 26. They're not getting older, but you are. You're getting older. It's important to stay in shape, but what's really, really, really important is to learn how to deal with people. How do you deal with people? When do you chase them? When do you not chase them? When is it a bad idea to run into the dark, scary woods by yourself when you don't know where your backup is? And then when is it a good idea to chase after somebody? Fredericksburg police officer responds to a call, had no idea, goes to a neighborhood, starts chasing a bad guy. Bad guy runs around a corner, hides behind a tree. Officer comes around the corner, he steps out, shoots him right, kills him. When is it a good idea to chase? When is it a bad idea to chase? These are maturity things, right? This is where we learn over experience and time. Young, hot blood. Go, go, go. Get him, get him, get him, get him. A little bit older, kind of sit back and think, right? The tortoise and hare thing. You want to be the tortoise or you want to be the hare? Remember, the tortoise wins the race, right? Take a little time. Think about things. Process what you're seeing and what you're doing. A lot of that comes with maturity. So starting the game a little late? Yeah, probably not. You're probably starting the game with a lot of experience. It's going to help a lot of people. So keep that in mind. Okay. All right. That's about all I got for, experience, having more experience. Big Ben, I hope this is beneficial. Your comments, I think you've already got a great attitude. So keep at it. Go for it. Go get them. Just remember, even though you may be the rookie at an older age, you can still help a lot of those young guys. Slow them down and pull them back. Pull back on those reins. Get them to slow down and really think. Help them learn how to think before they act. If you've got other experiences to bring to bear on the career, you can help a lot of those young guys out. Okay? So again, hey, thanks for tuning in to In Pursuit 360. Thank you for helping to build my channel up. I really do appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up. Thumbs down if you have to, but at least leave me a comment and let me know why. I'll try to address that, make things better for you. Just like any good trainer, trainers are always looking for honest critiques to try to make things better. So I want to be better for you. I want to be here for you. I want to help you. Let me know what you think about some of those other ideas, and we'll see you on the flip side. Meanwhile, make sure you stay safe out there.